What I wanted to say was, in mentioning Tony Parenti, that a remarkable and pretty frequent front line at the Central Plaza was Muggsy Spanier, George Brunis, and Tony Parenti. And that, of course, was sort of like a traditional thing. But the three of them really meshed. And they were just such totally different personalities off the stand that it was remarkable how well they meshed musically. Muggsy was really a very quiet guy and didn't talk much and played so consistently well, so I love this plunger stuff. And Brunis was a character, and Brunis used to have a thing, he would say on the mic, says, most of you people don't know your jazz from your elbow, And when you applauded a solo of his, he would have a routine that he did. He would go, in other words, don't applaud, buy me a drink. He was, again, ensemble-wise, I mean, he was remarkable. He was really a master at that Dixieland ensemble trombone style. And he'd take some pretty damn good solos too. And then, of course, he would sing Ugly Child, with his own lyrics. And sometimes he would sing a dirty blues lyric, which had a line like, I took my gal to the circus and something to see what we could see. When she saw what the elephant had, she didn't want to come back to me. And he had a long, funny lyric to Shade of the Old Apple Tree, which was about drunken Irishmen.
Yes.
Character.
Mike and Pat, and one of them is going to shoot the apple off the other one or something like that.
Yeah. He's the one that famous, or at least famous with people like us, from Rudy Blush's This Is Jazz, when he had Louis on,
Yes.
And when Louis does You Rascal You, and Louis sings, I don't know what you got that makes my wife think you're so hot, and Brunis yells out, a hot frankfurter. And that came out on the air in days when, things were pretty delicate. Brunis was,
He lived a reasonably long time. He was at Condon's Carnegie Hall concert in 1972.
Yeah. This was supposedly a benefit for Eddie, although they didn't bill it as that, but he, this was when he was on his last go-around. He really resented that. He didn't want it to look like it was something being done for him as a, as a kind of benefit thing or whatever. There was a gathering afterwards, which was very nice, at somebody's house on 72nd Street near Central Park West. That's where I met Bob Crosby for the first and only time. We want to talk, but we can't do that because we want to talk for some time about Cecil Scott, who was quite an interesting person. But one time Cecil Scott brought one of his students to the Stuyvesant, and it turned out to be a young kid named Stephen Lackridge. You know who that is? That's Steve Lacy.
Yeah.
Playing the clarinet, and there's a photo of that that Duncan Schutt took. It's been published. I have it somewhere, but Stevie, very young Stevie on the stand with, I think, Red Allen and Cecil and some other old guys. It's kind of fun, considering what Stevie became later. Of course, he and Roswell Rodriguez, I did catch Roz once or twice. Actually, I didn't catch Roz at the Stuyvesant or Central Plaza. I caught him at the Cinderella. The Cinderella had sessions in the Village Dance Center with, Jack Fine. Remember Jack Fine?
Yes.
He's still living in New Orleans, although I haven't seen him in a long time. Well, we want to, when we next get together, we want to talk about Cecil Scott, who was a terrific guy. And